Welcome to DeepBrain Lab's Biology of Strength series. In this first lesson, we'll explore a fascinating question. Are humans born strong, or can strength be built and reprogrammed at the genetic level? In our previous episode, Anatoly's secret strength genetic power explained. We looked at rare mutations in muscle physiology. Now we go one layer deeper, into epigenetics, the science of how life experiences regulate the activity of your genes. Epigenetics bridges two ideas, nature and nurture. It doesn't rewrite your DNA sequence. It rewrites how your DNA behaves.
Let's start with a clear distinction.
Genetics refers to the sequence of nucleotides, the A, T, C, and G, in your DNA. That sequence is mostly fixed from birth. Epigenetics, on the other hand, describes chemical modifications that determine whether a gene is turned on or off. Two key mechanisms are DNA methylation, adding a small carbon-based group, a methyl group, that silences a gene. Histone modification, changing the proteins that DNA wraps around, which can loosen or tighten access to specific genes. If your genome is a piano, genetics defines the keys, but epigenetics decides which notes are played. Every cell constantly reads environmental cues. Nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress all produce molecular messengers that reach the nucleus and influence those epigenetic switches. Exercise increases the activation of genes related to mitochondrial biogenesis, creating new energy factories inside muscle cells. Protein-rich diets can enhance muscle protein synthesis genes through mTOR signaling. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which suppresses anabolic pathways and turns on catabolic ones. Sleep deprivation alters insulin sensitivity genes within a few days. These are not permanent changes to the DNA code, but they can last for weeks, months, or even years depending on consistency. When you lift weights, you cause microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. Your body detects this mechanical stress and sends signals that activate genes responsible for repair and hypertrophy. Over repeated training sessions, your muscle cells store epigenetic marks, chemical bookmarks that keep those growth genes easier to activate later. This is the biological basis of muscle memory. Even after months without training, the muscle remembers how to grow again because those genes are primed. This phenomenon has been confirmed in human studies using muscle biopsies and methylation mapping. Let's revisit Anatoly, the viral athlete with remarkable natural strength. His genetics likely provide a head start. For instance, variants in the ACTN3 gene for fast-twitch fibers or reduced myostatin signaling. However, his continued training, diet, and recovery routines reinforce those traits epigenetically. He's essentially running a biological feedback loop. His lifestyle amplifies the expression of strength-related genes beyond what DNA alone would predict. This illustrates a key principle in biology. Genes load the gun, environment pulls the trigger. Epigenetic mechanisms also influence brain function. Learning forms new neural patterns through gene expression changes. Immunity, exposure to pathogens creates lasting immune training. Metabolism, diet and fasting alter fat storage genes. Some of these epigenetic changes can even be inherited. Animal studies show that offspring can inherit metabolic or stress response patterns shaped by their parents' lifestyle. In humans, the field of transgenerational epigenetics is still emerging, but early evidence suggests we may indeed pass on more than just our DNA. Section 6. Practical implications and future research. Understanding epigenetics opens new frontiers in sports science, personalized training based on gene expression, medicine, drugs that reactivate silenced genes for cancer or muscle loss, longevity, research, lifestyle interventions that maintain favorable epigenetic profiles. For now, the best epigenetic therapy remains simple. Train consistently. Mechanical stress shapes gene activation. Eat nutrient-dense foods. Fuel epigenetic enzymes. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. Restore hormonal balance. Manage stress. Prevent catabolic gene activation. Let's summarize. DNA provides the blueprint for strength. Epigenetics decides which parts of that blueprint are built. Your environment and mindset continuously influence these switches. So while Anatoly may illustrate genetic extremes, the rest of us can still harness biology's adaptability. You can train your genes as surely as your muscles. Thank you for joining DeepBrain Lab's Biology of Strength. In the next lesson, we'll explore muscle fiber types and performance genetics in more detail.